The world does not reward talent. It does not reward potential. It does not pause to admire dreams while you wait for permission to act. The world responds only to those who wield discipline like a blade, who carve their future from the raw stone of their present. You've been lied to, told that genius is born, that luck is fate, that wealth is something handed to the fortunate. That is the story of the weak, the story of those who watch history unfold from the sidelines. The truth is far more terrifying and far more beautiful. Wealth, success, power, influence, they do not arrive in a cloud of magic. They are forged in the fire of relentless discipline, in the unbroken chain of choices made every single day when no one is watching. Look at the men and women history remembers. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb because he had a bright idea one afternoon. He invented it because he refused to surrender to failure. 1,000 experiments, 1,000 disasters, yet he returned each day armed with vision and an unyielding insistence on results. Andrew Carnegie didn't become the king of steel because of circumstance. He became the king of steel because he demanded from himself a level of persistence and strategy that the masses could not fathom. Walt Disney didn't bring dreams to life because the world believed in him. He brought them to life because he disciplined his imagination and then disciplined his actions to match. You cannot outsource greatness. You cannot wish it into existence. The path is narrow and it begins with a choice to master yourself. Discipline is the bridge between desire and achievement. It is the unseen currency that millionaires spend quietly every day. Not the currency of money, but the currency of focus, of time, of energy. You will not stumble into wealth. You will step into it, deliberately, intentionally, like a warrior entering the battlefield fully armed. The first step is mindset. This is where the foundation is laid. The mind is the soil in which your life grows or withers. Do not feed it doubt. Do not water it with excuses. And do not allow it to be poisoned by the opinions of those too small to imagine your greatness. Feed your mind on clarity, on purpose, on vision. This is the discipline that no one else can do for you. This is where the millionaire is born. Not in a bank, not in a contract, not in a fleeting spark of inspiration, but in the daily battle over thought itself. Belief is the fuel, and not the shallow, surface level belief that whispers, I hope this works out. This is a belief that roars, a belief so unshakable that even the world's chaos bends in recognition. Abraham Lincoln, a man rejected, ridiculed, and defeated more times than most would survive, achieved greatness because he cultivated belief like a weapon. Ford was laughed at, Edison mocked, Carnegie doubted. But these men believed in their vision with a ferocity that broke the walls of impossibility. And you must understand this. Your belief is worthless without action, but action without belief is chaos. They are twin engines, and the millionaire drives both relentlessly. Vision is next. You must see the life you intend to live with such clarity that it becomes a magnetic field around you. Not a vague hope, not a passing thought, but a vision so vivid that your mind cannot distinguish it from reality. Walk the streets of your future in your imagination. Feel the weight of success. Smell the air of victory. Hear the applause of the life you create. Napoleon Hill wrote that what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But he did not mean daydreams. He meant disciplined visualization, coupled with daily steps that move you toward that vision with precision. Every millionaire you admire did not wander into riches. They constructed them with deliberate mental architecture. Purpose is the engine of resilience. A millionaire's discipline is useless if it lacks direction. Purpose is the compass in a storm, the anchor in chaos, the North Star when the path seems invisible. When you wake in the dead of night, weary and beaten, it is purpose that whispers, "Keep going." Without purpose, discipline is empty. It is merely mechanical repetition, and the world will chew it up and spit it out. But with purpose, every action, every sacrifice, every early morning, every late night becomes fuel, becomes meaning, becomes momentum. Purpose transforms pain into power, struggle into strategy, and setbacks into the foundation of your next victory. Discipline demands action, but it demands something more subtle: patience. The world glorifies speed, immediacy, and viral success. But the truth is far more brutal. Edison's light bulb, Carnegie's empire, Disney's kingdom, they were built over decades of patient mastery. Discipline is daily repetition, incremental progress, the refusal to be distracted by every shiny opportunity that promises instant gratification. Discipline is invisible, but it compounds. The millionaire knows that time is the silent partner in every venture, the quiet architect of exponential growth. You cannot shortcut it, you cannot bribe it, and you cannot will it to hurry. You can, however, respect it, harness it, and use it to create results that will astound the impatient masses. Gratitude is the quiet power that amplifies discipline. It is not a polite nod or a casual "thank you" whispered into the air. It is a deliberate recognition of the tools, the people, the failures, and the victories that shape your journey. Millionaires understand that every setback is a lesson disguised as frustration. Every delay is preparation disguised as inconvenience. Andrew Carnegie, Walt Disney, and even Edison found moments to acknowledge the unseen forces that carried them forward. The mentors, the competitors, the critics who pushed them harder than comfort ever could. Gratitude sharpens perspective. It reminds the mind that scarcity is a lie and abundance is always waiting for the one who earns it. When you wake each day to the opportunities already in your grasp, discipline becomes not a burden but a privilege, a way to honor the potential that surrounds you. Adaptability is the muscle that keeps discipline alive. The world does not pause for your plans. Markets crash, relationships falter, economies collapse, technology advances faster than comprehension. The disciplined person does not break under change, they bend and flow. They pivot and evolve, but they never abandon their core. Henry Ford did not invent the automobile and then cling to horse-drawn carriages. He embraced innovation, adapted strategy, and reshaped industry. Disney did not cling to failed projects. He reimagined, iterated, and launched empires from the ashes of defeat. You cannot control every circumstance, but you can control your response. Discipline without flexibility is rigidity. It shatters under pressure. Discipline with adaptability is unbreakable. Resilience is born where action meets adversity. It is the heartbeat of every millionaire. There will be moments when the world screams at you to quit, moments when doubt feels louder than hope, when failure seems like the only companion left in the room. Do not be afraid of these moments. They are your proving ground. Edison failed 1,000 times before illuminating the world. Lincoln lost elections, endured personal tragedy, and yet became the leader who preserved a nation. Resilience is not merely enduring, it is converting struggle into momentum, rejection into insight, and obstacles into stepping stones. Every time you rise from defeat, your discipline grows stronger, your vision sharper, your purpose more profound. This is the invisible currency of the rich. Resilience earned in silence, compounded into results seen by the world. Learning is the furnace in which this discipline is tempered. Millionaires never stop absorbing knowledge. They read, they listen, they dissect, they analyze. Carnegie devoured books, absorbing strategies from the masters before him. Disney studied human behavior, storytelling, and the mechanics of joy itself. Ford studied efficiency and production in ways the rest of the industry ignored. Learning is not academic, it is strategic. Every lesson is a tool, every insight a weapon, every failure a blueprint. You cannot outgrow your ignorance without deliberate effort. The disciplined mind is always learning, evolving, preparing for opportunities the average person cannot even see. Action is the culmination of all this. Without action, discipline is a ghost, a shadow of potential that vanishes in the wind. Belief, vision, purpose, gratitude, adaptability, resilience, learning, they are all seeds planted in fertile soil. Action is the sunlight, the rain, the force that transforms them into trees of wealth, forests of influence, and oceans of opportunity. Take action when it hurts, when it costs, when it defies comfort. Every millionaire has a moment where they could have quit and chose not to. The difference between failure and fortune is a single step taken in defiance of fear. And now, hear this clearly. The secret discipline of millionaires is invisible, relentless, and uncompromising. It is waking before the world, thinking while the world sleeps, and moving while the world hesitates. It is a relentless commitment to mastering yourself before mastering anything else. It is bending your mind, body, and spirit toward the vision so clear that the universe itself seems to conspire in your favor. But beware, this discipline is not for the faint-hearted. It asks for sacrifice, for focus, for patience when impatience screams. It asks for courage when fear whispers. It asks for action when inertia tempts you to rest. And yet, it rewards in kind. Imagine the life waiting for you, a life sculpted by intentionality, a life where wealth is not an accident, but a mirror of your effort, a life where influence, freedom, and purpose are not fleeting, but earned. That life is not a fantasy. It is waiting for the person who chooses to wake before the sun, to think deeper than the crowd, to act faster than the fear, and to persist longer than the pain. Every millionaire in history walked this path. Every one of them knew the truth. It is not luck, it is not talent, it is discipline, silent, fierce, unyielding, transforming ordinary men and women into legends. So rise, discipline your mind, command your thoughts, feed your vision, fuel your purpose, absorb lessons relentlessly, adapt like water, endure like steel, be grateful for every challenge and every victory alike. Take action as if your life depends on it, because it does. Wealth, success, fulfillment, they are not abstract concepts. They are the inevitable outcome of a life lived in accordance with this secret discipline. No one can do it for you. No one can shortcut it. But you can decide today to be relentless. You can decide today to be unstoppable. You can decide today to become the person history will remember. Because the truth, the immutable, undeniable truth is this: discipline is the seed. Action is the soil. Belief is the sun. And the millionaire is not born but forged. And when you embrace this, when you finally commit to walking the path that most fear to tread, when you discipline yourself with the ferocity of a lion and the patience of the tides, you will awaken to a life the world cannot ignore, a life the world cannot deny, a life that is yours and only yours to claim.